Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. Let's talk about the worst possible scenario in cryptocurrency right now, why altcoins are at risk of another 70% decline, according to Bitcoin bull Mike Novograts. Then I want to talk about three potential catalysts, three things that we need to see that could trigger Bitcoin's next bull run, according to crypto hedge fund CEO Suzu. So much is going on in cryptocurrency. In today's video, I want to clue you in to everything. Poster boy of Wall Street turned crypto, Bitcoin billionaire, Bitcoin bull Michael Novograts warns crypto traders, saying altcoins are at risk of another 70% decline. Galaxy Digital CEO and Bitcoin bull Mike Novograts is issuing a warning to crypto traders, saying altcoins could still see massive devaluations. Novograts tells his almost 500,000 Twitter followers that altcoins are still at risk of losing more than half their value, even if they are already down big from their all-time highs. Quote, alts are down over 80% from highs. In 2017, it was over 95%. That is another 70%. My point is, picking bottoms is dangerous, and if you do, scale in slowly. The billionaire also gives a gloomy outlook for the whole financial market, suggesting that crypto assets are likely headed to lower prices. Quote, one issue with risk modeling is that all the examples of stress in the past 3 decades, which leads to bottoms, happen in an environment of Fed easing. We are still early in tightening cycle, means confidence in models and even intuition has to be lower. Despite all of this realism, Mike Novograts still a Bitcoin bull, saying that although the macro backdrop looks bearish, he remains optimistic that the crypto markets will eventually recover. Crypto is not going away. The amount of human capital moving into the space isn't slowing down. The focus on building decentralized infrastructure that allows value and ownership to flow as freely as information on the internet isn't slowing down. The GDP of the metaverse is headed one way. Our community is resilient, has shared belief in a new way of doing things, and the assurance that this is very early innings. So, Mike Novograts, still long-term bullish. Why is he warning traders of another 70% decline? Why is he so bearish in the short term? I have two thoughts on this. Number one, what he is saying is completely true, and it will happen to many altcoin projects. As you know, all altcoins are not created equal. There are some altcoins better than others, and certainly some that pumped too hard or don't have as many fundamentals that could decline another 70%, despite the fact that we've already seen a 70 to 80% decline. My other thought as to why Mike Novograts is being so vocal about warning people and his bearishness is, if you follow the market like we do, you know he recently got caught with his foot in his mouth, you could say, because he was a huge Terra bull. He was a huge lunatic, and obviously Terra Luna and UST collapsed, and he was kind of, one of the poster boys for this, and obviously now he's coming back to the market saying, hey, there's a lot of risk. Be aware of the risk. I actually really liked what Suzu said, the CEO of crypto hedge fund 3 Arrow Capital. He lists 3 potential catalysts for Bitcoin's next rally. Look out for these 3 things. Suzu, the CEO of crypto hedge fund 3 Arrow Capital, says that he sees 3 potential catalysts that could trigger a new Bitcoin bull run. Now, before he named the 3 catalysts, he first notes why he believes Bitcoin is entering an accumulation range and suggests that the downtrend doesn't have to go on much further. So these are the reasons why he believes we're in an accumulation range and why we are at bottom or close to bottom. Few different things. One, according to Suzu, Bitcoin has had 7 red weeks in a row, the most in its entire history, indicating seller exhaustion. Second, the huge trading volume during the collapse of Terra and UST, which could signal capitulation and the beginning of a trend change. The third sign that Bitcoin is in reaccumulation, it's that Bitcoin is showing unusual strength against equity markets during overnight hours. Over the last week, the S&P 500 is down 4.5%, while Bitcoin is up 1%. Bitcoin showing surprising strength when all markets are tanking. The fourth signal catching Suzu's attention is the Mare multiple, an indicator that gauges the current price of Bitcoin against its 200-day moving average to determine whether Bitcoin is overbought or oversold. He points out that the Mare multiple is hovering at historic lows, suggesting that Bitcoin is undervalued. Suzu also notes how Bitcoin is trading at a premium during the Asia session. So Bitcoin is trading at a premium when the Asian markets are up and in crypto. Suzu also pointed out some secondary signs that we're in accumulation / closer to the bottom / at a trend change. The secondary signs are as follows: 7K Bitcoin inflows into Canada ETF on day of the low. Miscalculated Tether FUD is back at the forefront. Bitfinex longs well through all-time highs, and then people starting to short Bitcoin to hedge private sales. So these are just some secondary signs. Now let's talk about the 3 possible catalysts that could trigger the next bull market. I'll list them out and explain them. Number 1, El Salvador Conference of 44 central banks. Number 2, OPEC countries to use Bitcoin and crypto in international payments. And 3, commodity nation sovereign wealth to conduct thesis-driven allocations crypto. So, Suzu's first catalyst refers to the meeting held in El Salvador very recently among authorities from 44 different countries discussing Bitcoin. The second catalyst refers to the possibility of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, accepting crypto payments for oil purchases. This would be big. And the third trigger / catalyst refers to the possibility of sovereign wealth funds from commodity-centric countries allocating funds into Bitcoin. Any of these could trigger the next bull run. An ETF in America, I think, would trigger the next bull run. I think both of these experts' analysis are true. There are going to be altcoins that decline another 70%, even many good altcoins possibly declining another 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% that will bounce back up. Mike Novograts is being overly cautious because he just got stuck with his foot in his mouth. I agree with Suzu about all the reasons why we're in an accumulation phase, why we possibly already bottomed or we are very close to the bottom, and his list of 3 potential catalysts. I'm also adding a potential Bitcoin ETF in America. And more than that, there's just so many reasons to be long-term bullish. Look at this. Look at this. This chart is going back all the way to August 2021. Obviously, the trend line goes back much farther, and it's been a lot less. But we're at an all-time high right now. Proof Bitcoin whales are buying. Number of addresses with a balance of over $10,000. Never been higher. People are buying the dip. Yes, there was this initial sell-off, but look, it's bouncing right back up. Number 2, just thinking about Ethereum, the DeFi, the Web3 space. Compared to old school tech like Silicon Valley, Web3 companies are generally offering engineers more money, more equity / upside from what I've seen. And you don't think crypto is eating the world? Show me the incentives and I'll show you the outcome. And more people than ever are getting into cryptocurrency, the good and the bad. Pharrell Williams, Web3 is scaring the system. At VCon, the musician described how he sees blockchain tech changing the world for the better. And Martin Shkreli, I started using Uniswap in prison. Fresh from a stint in prison for securities fraud, Pharma Bro Martin Shkreli has shared some of his thoughts on Bitcoin, DeFi, Web3 with the cryptocurrency community. Hey, if Web3, if crypto is permissionless, that means the good guys and the bad guys are going to use it. This is why I'm bullish on crypto. This is why I'm still involved in crypto. Let me know which cryptocurrencies you're buying, which cryptocurrency you're selling in the comments below. My name is Aaron. See you tomorrow, friends.